and welcome to Tipsy Book Talks. My name's Rayanne.
And I'm Taylor.
And today we're going to be doing the St. Patrick's Day book tag.
So this tag was created by ZEZE with Books, so thank you so much for creating it. We are going to put the questions down below as well as some bonus questions that we added. If you guys would like to tag yourselves, please feel free to do so. And to go with this very, very fun St. Patrick's Day theme, I decided to make a green mudslide milkshake. It is not as green as I was hoping that it would be, but you know, here we are. It's delicious. It looked a lot better a couple minutes ago, but dogs would not stop barking and it's melting, but it's still delicious.
And I'm drinking a separated Irish car bomb because I love my house and I love my carpet and I don't need to deal with that. So I'm gonna take this shot and then I'm gonna drink the beer because I actually do love Guinness beer. It is like super smooth, super rich, amazing, delicious, everything that I could ever like in a beer. So I'm gonna take the shot, I'm gonna drink the beer. We all know how well I do with shots, so wish me luck. I did make a classic Irish car bomb shot, and I literally found this cute ass St. Patrick's Day shot glass in our little cupboard that I didn't know we had, so cool. But it is an Irish shot, so the bottom half is Bailey's and the top half is Jameson. I know you're supposed to drink this as a whole drink, which is probably going to make it taste a lot better than what is going to happen right now. So wish me a lot of luck because I feel like this is going to be a little rough. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why do I do these things to myself? You know, it actually wasn't that bad, especially because the Baileys made it taste like really, really good. Ooh.
So the first one is going to be End of the Rainbow, and it is what book did you have a hard time tracking down? So this one is going to be From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I had the hardest time getting this book. So first of all, Jennifer L. Armentrout, I don't know if it's just with my Barnes & Noble or Barnes & Noble in general, but you can't just like order Jennifer L. Armentrout books, or you can't just go to the store and buy them. You have to special order them and have like an actual request for them. So I had gone to Barnes & Noble, tried to find it, couldn't find it, and then I went and bought it online. It got sent to my old address and then it got returned, but it got like a sent back to sender, but it never made it to Barnes & Noble. So I just never got my money back. And then yeah, I ordered like the whole series and pre-ordered the new one with the correct address, and I'm just currently waiting for those to come. So fingers crossed. I've already put so much money into this goddamn series.
Surprisingly, I didn't think that I was going to have a hard time tracking this one down, but it's A Court of Mist and Fury, and the only reason I say that is because I was reading it at the peak that everyone was reading it, right before Court of Silver Flames, like right before A Court of Silver Flames came out, so everyone was trying to like power read the entire series, and I thought it was going to be super simple. It's going to my local Barnes & Noble, and I had to go to the one, in the next town over. And so funny story, I was thinking this is the one like right next to my house, so it's about 2 minutes and I live about a mile away. So I go to this one by my house. I have about 10 miles of gas that I was like, oh, I'll just go there, come home, go get gas later. They don't have it, and I'm like, well, I could go get gas, but I really don't want to do that right now. Or I could go to Barnes & Noble and then hope and pray to God that I have enough gas to get home. So that's what I did. And I nearly ran out of gas trying to get this stupid book. But I mean, yeah. Question 2 is Pot of Gold. And it's, when you found this book, was it worth it? So literally, it was totally and completely worth it because this is my favorite book of the entire series, but it was a mother trek to find. It was so difficult to, all for this little beauty here. And like, we got a love-hate relationship because it was hard to get, but I absolutely adore it.
Honestly, yes. I bought the audiobook, so I still don't have my physical copies, but after I had that big fiasco, I just went ahead and got the audiobook, and I tore through it. I loved it so much. I still hope to be able to read the physical copy of it soon, because again, I did love it so much, and I'd like to read the first two physically before the new one comes out in April. But that's probably like new top tier series for me, new favorite series, and yeah, it was hella worth it. Okay, the next one is Celebrating a Rich Heritage, and that is name a book that contains a well-developed culture. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go with Been To You by Nnedi Okorafor. I really hope I said that correctly. I looked up the pronunciation and practiced it a lot before, so if it's not correct, please let me know. But this book is honestly like 100 pages long. It has 3 in the series. I don't know if it's gonna like only have 3 or if it's just 3 so far, but it has 3 in the series, and they're all little bitty books, but they are so amazing with the world building and the way that the culture is established. To be able to like put such a well-developed culture inside of such a small book is just like really astounding to me. The world building was great. I very much understood like the beliefs and the background, which is amazing to do in that short amount of time. So I thought that that one was like the excellent choice.
This was actually kind of a hard question for me, because I was like, what is a well-developed culture? Like, it makes me feel like it's like I need to look for a like fantasy book that does a lot of world building, and so they like build the culture. But I also was like, you know what, like there are books that I have that has like a well-researched culture, I should say, and excuse me, I have beer burps. And the one that I actually chose for this is I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. So I read this book for a children's lit class, because we focused a lot of like on children's lit and YA lit, and I can accurately say that this culture is like well researched, well developed, and obviously like guessing by the author's last name that she probably knows, because it's almost like autobiographical. But yeah, growing up as a like mixed half white, half Latina, like a lot of the things in here that she talks about as being a Mexican daughter, I didn't realize were part of my culture, because I just thought that this is what happened to everybody. So this is something that kind of opened my eyes to being like, whoa, holy shit, this is not what everyone's family does. And it's like a weird, like kind of reassuring thing to have happen. But yeah, so I really did enjoy this, because I'm like, I could see a lot of myself in this character, and just like her struggles of like wanting to be like the perfect Mexican daughter, and she can't, because it's like nearly impossible to do. But yeah, so I thought that that was actually like a really well researched and well developed culture, because I live that, and I never knew that that existed, because nobody outright was telling me like, hey, this is your culture. So it's nice. What's your favorite food to snack on while reading? I've definitely said this before, and I will say it again. I love to eat popcorn. I definitely have eaten popcorn when Taylor and I, am pretty sure, are planning out these videos. I've eaten popcorn when we had our guest Tips and Boozy. When we had a Booked and Boozy on, I definitely ate popcorn on the Zoom call afterwards, as well when we were recording the podcast. I'm pretty sure I ate popcorn. I love popcorn. I could eat it all the time, every day. I'm pretty sure I do. So yeah, popcorn.
I actually don't really like to snack while reading. First of all, I don't like having like dirty fingers while I'm touching my books, and like it just seems like if I'm eating finger food, like snacking, then I'm just gonna somehow get like, I don't know, chip residue and salt and stuff on my books, which I really don't want. I don't really like to snack. I like to drink. So my favorite beverage to drink while reading is coffee, and then I also really like certain alcohols while reading, so like wine. That's probably my favorite to do. Any other alcohol that will get me f***ed up isn't the best to read, because I'll probably read like 5 pages and then be like, okay, I'm out. So I try to stay away from alcohol, mainly go towards coffee if I actually have a lot that I need to read at one time. Okay, number 5 is 4-Leaf Clover, and that is name a book that you thought would be a generic book, but it turned out to be something great. For this one, I'm actually going to go with this one right here, but I'll still put it right here so you can see the cover. It is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This one was just something that I picked up and randomly, I think I bought it in an airport, and my friend Maya had read it, and she was just like, yeah, it was really cute, you should definitely give it a try. So I picked it up thinking like, yeah, it would be like a cute little like, rom-com, I don't know. And I actually ended up really enjoying it. First of all, it had a little bit of mystery in it, it had a little bit of intrigue, and it had a really great romance that I thoroughly enjoyed. So it was like kind of, I don't know, I'm not a big contemporary or romance reader, so I was kind of going into it expecting it to just be something to fill time, but it is one that even through the years I still enjoy.
I'm flaunting it off is the series of unfortunate events, because when I first read it, I was in 5th grade, and people were talking about it, not really so much hyped up as Harry Potter, but they were talking about it nonetheless, and I was like, what is this about? And so I, being the Borders, back when Borders was a thing, buyer, I went to Borders. They only had the 4th book, and it was over in like my local Borders way back when. Oh gosh, it's so weird to say. But yeah, I only saw the 4th one, and I thought it was kind of like a pick your own book, like you read whatever book you want out of the series, not thinking it was like chronologically. So I started on the 4th book, and I was so confused as to what was going on, and I remember being like, what is happening here? I have no idea who these people are. I have no idea what's going on. Like, I'm so confused. So then I went and I picked up the 1st book. God bless my parents for buying me all 13 books, because these were like probably $12 at a time, and I was like, I want all of them. There's 13. Like, that's a lot of money to spend on a child reading a book. So thank you to my parents for supporting this. I definitely still love that series. I love it so much. But yeah, I thought it was kind of just like a basic, like, oh, this is about some kids going through a hard time, as the title says. But I did not realize that it had so many levels. I think this is where my love for conspiracy theories comes from, because this book has so many levels of just conspiracy things going on. I told my girlfriend about my love for this book, and she bought me this whole like series before where Lemony Snicket wrote a bunch of mysteries, and she bought me I was like, it's down here, it's in the back, but she bought me the letters to, what's her face, the one that are always written in the beginning. Like, she bought me all of these things because I was like, I love this series. This was something that got me into reading, and like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So God bless my girlfriend, God bless my parents for supporting this habit that I have. But yes, A Series of Unfortunate Events, it's amazing. If you haven't read it, please go read it. It's so simple, so easy. The 1st book is itty bitty. It is so tiny. It's 100 pages, and straight up, like, it's made for children, but I love this. I love this series so much. Irish whiskey, what's your favorite tradition for St. Patrick's Day? I felt like I was gonna have to burp. My absolute favorite thing is the food. I go to my girlfriend's parents' house, and they make the best food, like the best food I've ever had. I do have like some Irish in me, but my parents don't really have like a lot of Irish tradition in in my life. So it's a lot of like more Mexican tradition, and a lot of like more Cuban. So it's a lot more Hispanic. But when I met my girlfriend, and she kind of introduced me to her family. She was like, St. Patrick's Day is like really big. We do a lot of like, we do a big feast. We enjoy it. We have fun times together. They drink Guinness, which is where I fell in love with the drink. They go all out, and I just am like, God damn it, I love your family for this. This is amazing. I am a foodie, and I hate saying that. But yeah, I am obsessed with eating, as you have probably seen within our past videos. I talk about it all the time.
Drinking. Okay, so the next two questions that we have are going to be added bonus, and we put them in here because we just wanted to add a couple ourselves. So these were just from me and Rayanne that we decided. So number 7 is going to be a pub, and it is a bar or pub in a fictional world that you would like to visit. So for this one, I'm going to go with the one from Chain of Gold, and it is the Devil's Tavern where like the merry thieves hang out. That one is like my go-to reading tavern that I'd be like, yes, I would really love to visit that. If it exists, like, I really want to go. I'm gonna go to London and find a pub called the Devil's Tavern, and you'll catch me there.
I went ahead and said a bar or a pub that's in the Wicked book, which is literally the Wicked play turned into a book. I think it goes movie to play / musical to book. So this is based off of the musical, but with kind of a darker twist, I believe. But yeah, so I actually read this like a long ass time ago, and they never really talked about a specific bar or anything, but it was really hard for me to think of a bar or a pub that I would like to visit. But okay, the Emerald City, emeralds, green, the main theme of St. Patrick's Day is green, so I feel like they would have a sick ass pub there that would like play the raddest like bands. Like I could only imagine how cool that would be. The last question. Okay, so it is spelled very interestingly because it is in Gaelic, but it's pronounced Kaylee. At least that's how Google told me it was pronounced, so I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly. But basically, what it is defined as is a group of individuals that kind of get together and are listening to music and are chatting and are drinking. So basically, it's just a giant Irish party. But this question is a group of people that you would like to party with, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the Akatar Night Court group, which would consist of like Rhysand and Feyre now, Morgan, Amryn, Cassian, and Azriel. I think it would be so much fun to party with them. Like, I think they would be such a good time to party with. Ugh. I wish they were real now so I could do that.
I can't go with a Sarah J. Maas book because Brooke, Rayanne, and Jada made fun of me because every single tag we do, I mention a Sarah J. Maas book. To be fair, I also mention a Cassandra Clare book in every tag that we do, but I made myself really think out of the box for this one. So I went with characters from A Touch of Darkness. I just read this series probably a couple weeks ago and I really enjoyed it. So if I were to go party with anyone, I'd really love to party with like Persephone, Sybil, Hermes, and Lexa. I don't know if I'd want to party with Hades because he seems like a Debbie Downer, but like Hades is the person that I'd want to leave the party with. Well, that's going to be it for us today, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you have not already. We have 3 very fun videos coming out for the rest of this month, and then we have a ton of content planned also in April, including our celebration of our 1-year anniversary on YouTube, which we are very, very excited to reach. So if you've been along for this ride, thank you so much, and that's going to be it for us today.
Also, make sure to check out our Instagram at tipsy_book_talks. We upload literally everything there. We've been uploading some Instagram stories as of recently, and we should be actually posting some updates soon about our TikTok, so make sure to check that out. Cheers, everybody!
Cheers!